Okay, so hi, I'm making another video about varying degrees of visual impairment. My last video, when I tried to upload it on YouTube, it would not upload. So I'll try to make a shorter one. Okay, so not all people who are visually impaired are blind, and not everyone who goes to CNIB are blind. I bumped into this guy that tried to help me to this train station, and he was like saying to another person, oh, I'm just helping a blind person to the train station, and I'm like visually impaired. I prefer to call visually impaired. And the ignorant question he asked me was, do you go to that blind place? And I corrected him, it's called the CNIB. And I explained to him that not everyone who goes there is blind. There are people who are legally blind. And he was saying that there are some people that go there pretend to be blind, and there's nothing wrong with them. And I'm like, what the heck? And so when I tried to explain everything, he would just like interrupt, and he would just keep talking while I was trying to explain things to him. I'm like, what the heck? Is he deaf? Well, no offense. Anyways, I won't mention his name. So I'm gonna stick to the topic about varying degrees of visual impairment. So basically, visual impairment can range from basic color blindness to total blindness. And total blindness is the inability to see. And people who have 20/200 vision or less are considered legally blind. So 20/200 means that a person has to stand 20 feet away from an object in order to see it clearly, just as clear as someone who can see it from 200 feet away. For example, my friend, she has 20/200 vision. Well, she used to be my friend. She is legally blind. And not all people who are legally blind are blind. It just means that they just have 20/200 vision or less. So they can pretty much still see, but just not well, not enough to drive a car. My friend, she reads about, I think she reads 24 font or 16 font. I don't remember what kind of font she reads. And yeah, she can still see. She can pretty much like, she doesn't need a cane. She's not a braille user. She's a large print user. Some people with visual impairment are braille users. Some are large print users. Some need magnifiers in order to read the print. Magnification software such as Magic is used to enlarge the screen for people with low vision to read. Some people can only make out shadow forms. Some can only see light, so known as light sense blindness. I watched a video about different degrees of visual impairment. So when you're totally blind, you're pretty much see nothing. You don't see light. You don't even see colors. You don't even see objects. You don't even see shadows. You're just totally blind. Just because someone is visually impaired doesn't mean that they're not normal. They're pretty much normal like everyone else. They just have a visual impairment, and I don't see that as a disability. Also, when you encounter someone with the white cane, it is best to ask if they need assistance first. Don't ever assume that they need help just by simply grabbing their arm or grabbing their cane. It's always best to ask, "May I help you?" So in situations such as when a visually impaired person or a blind person is trying to cross the street, or if they're going somewhere, always good to ask. When I go out by myself, I encounter people that just grab my arm or grab my hand. Some people do that when they're trying to help me on the train, like this man did today. He was trying to help me on a train, and I told him I'm okay. I don't like people that do not ask me if I need any assistance. That just gets on my nerves. I prefer people who ask first, and I don't mind if they do, and I appreciate that. Don't ever assume that just because someone has a white cane means that they're totally blind. Still, they may have some vision. Like me, for example. I have some vision, but apparently it's not 20/200. I can see a bit of color, and if you put a piece of paper in front of me, like a normal size sheet of paper, then I'm able to see it. Like if it's a huge object like a computer and I know it's in front of me, like a textbook, then I can tell too. Like I know I also when I sit on the train across from someone, sometimes I notice them holding a piece of paper. I'm not trying to prove that I can see. I'm just trying to make people aware that not everyone is totally blind. I just let people be aware of how much I can see and how much I can't see. That's about all. I'm not trying to be ignorant or anything. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to educate people. So note that not all visually impaired people use a white cane or a guide dog. Some people with visual impairment don't need a guide dog or a white cane. My friend Samantha had who has 20 over 200 vision. Well, my ex-friend actually, she doesn't need a guide dog. She doesn't need a cane at all. Some people need a cane just for when they're in the sun. That's all. But I need a cane like all the time when I go out, even though it's sunny or not. I am a Braille user because I don't have enough vision to read print. However, I can see a bit of black marker on a piece of paper. Just can't make out what they're saying because I have such poor vision. So, I hope this video made you aware about varying degrees of visual impairment. So, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned from it, and have a good day. Bye!